here are some of the business stories we are tracking for you at this time. The World Economic Forum is raising concerns about the health of the Nigerian economy and the tough job ahead of the country's next president. In a new report titled The Global Risks Reports 2023, the forum said its submission was based on responses from 1,200 private sector risk managers, public policy makers, academics, and industry leaders all around the world. The organization listed terror attacks, debt crisis, cost of living, severe commodity supply crisis, rapid or sustained inflation, and unemployment or livelihood crisis as the most immediate risk facing the country's economy. While the risk management leader, Continental Europe, Ms. Caroline Klins, advises companies to focus on developing strategies that would position them well for longer-term risk and structural change. Further stories now. Amid the lingering fuel scarcity in the country last year, oil marketers say supply hitches associated with the distribution of petrol may persist till June this year. This is due to government's plan to end petrol subsidy in the month of June. National Public Relations Officer Independence Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Mr. Ukadike Chinedu, noted that subsidy and the importation of petroleum products are the major reasons why Nigerians are suffering scarcity and having epileptic supply of PMS. Mr. Chinedu, however, said that a lasting solution is for Nigeria to refine her crude oil here and get the depots working. Away from the oil and gas sector, the Central Bank of Nigeria has assured marketers and traders that it has made the redesigned Naira notes comprising of 1,500 and 200 Naira available for them via automated teller machines. Speaking at a sensitization tour on the new Naira notes to traders at the Balogun market here in Lagos, the Apex Bank branch controller in Lagos, Mr. Koyo Baribokola, explains that the currency change is a good step with lots of benefits to the economy. He adds that the Monetary Authority initially had a challenge as people were not depositing their old notes, but the situation has changed.
We're here to sensitize the marketers and the traders about the redesigned Naira currency notes. There were old notes in circulation before now, and we are replacing. You will not expect 100% at the same time. But the banks were supplying to the banks, and the banks will be replacing them. But this is an order coming from the Apex Bank that all ATM machines henceforth should be loaded only with the new notes. And so we expect compliance from the banks, and we believe that they are complying because they know the implication of non-compliance.
The things they're supposed to do is what they are doing now. Let them relate with the grassroots. Let them relate with the grassroots. Because the grassroots, the percentage of the grassroots is more than those people on top. In Nigeria, when something is introduced new, there's going to be complaint. Even when the other old notes, when it was first in circulation, it was the same thing. But as time goes on, if the old note is out of circulation, they will appreciate what they have.
Let's shift our focus outside Nigeria. Ghana's annual consumer inflation rate rose to a 22-year high of 54.1% in December 2022, up from 50.3% in November. The government statistician for Ghana, Mr. Samuel Kobina Nim, says this is the highest since April 2001, when it reached 59.7%. The surge in the consumer price index has been attributed to the hike to sudden increases in food, transport, and housing costs. The prices of housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels rose to 82.34% year-on-year, while furnishings and household equipment hit 71.52%. Away from the continent, in China, data from the National Bureau of Statistics has revealed that amid restrained economic activity, its annual inflation rate surged in December, driven by rising food prices as domestic demand wavered. Well, the consumer price index in December was 1.8% higher than a year earlier, rising more than the 1.6% annual gain in November. Meanwhile, the annual producer price index rate slowed in December to 0.7% from 1.3% in the previous month. Economists in that country are now expecting a 0.1% decline in the PPI, that's the producer price index, and expect inflation to continue to accelerate in the first quarter, which reflects the disruption of industry by a high number of COVID-19 cases towards the end of 2021. And away from China, after dwindling sales in 2022, the German Auto Industry Association says it expects a mild recovery this year. With the easing of supply chain bottlenecks, the German Association of the Automotive Industry forecasts 2% growth in new car sales in Germany this year to 2.7 million vehicles. The association is also predicting and projecting that domestic production could increase by 6% this year to around 3.7 million vehicles. Persistent shortages of key components, such as notably semiconductors, have impacted the auto industry in recent years, limiting production. However, 1.1% vehicle registrations with the late buzz in electric vehicle sales increase. There will be sales uptick in 2023. Let's wrap things off now with crude oil prices on the international market as it traded mostly flat today, giving up gains made earlier in the day as optimism over China's demand outlook was tempered by caution ahead of upcoming inflation data from the United States. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude experiences an upward price margin of 0.41% to sell at $77.73 per barrel. Brent crude futures also experienced an uptick of 0.42% to sell at $83.02 per barrel. Bonnet Light sells at $82.27 per barrel with an upsurge of 3.12%. And for the OPEC basket, crude oil dealers are offering $77 per barrel with a price decline of 0.73%.